Hello children, welcome to Icse Standard 9 Biology classes. Today, under Unit 1 Basic Biology, we'll discuss about the chapter Cell, the unit of life. The cell is the fundamental, structural and functional unit of all living beings. It is the smallest part of the body of an organism which is capable of independent existence and of performing the essential functions of life. The invention of electron microscope helped us to study about the structure and function of cell in detail. Now, let us study about the structure of cell. Various kinds of cells show special differences, yet they all show some basic structural plan which may be expressed in the term generalized cell. A generalized cell consists of three parts. They are the cell membrane, which is also called the plasma membrane, the cytoplasm, and the nucleus. Each cell is surrounded by a cell membrane or plasma membrane. It has fine pores through which substances may enter or leave the cell. The cell membrane is selectively permeable or semi-permeable. That is, it allows only certain substances to pass through it while prevents others. Plant cells have a cell wall surrounding the cell membrane. The cell wall is made up of cellulose, a non-living substance. The cell wall gives shape and a certain degree of rigidity to the cell without interfering with the functions of the cell membrane. It is freely permeable, that is, it allows all the substances in solution to enter and leave the cell without hindrance. So, in plant cells, the outermost covering is the cell wall. The next essential part of cell is the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is a semi-liquid substance which occupies most part of the cell within the cell membrane. Under a compound microscope, it appears to be colorless, partly transparent and somewhat watery. Many chemical reactions takes place in the cytoplasm, and a living cytoplasm is always in a state of some movement. Next, we can study about the third and the most important part of the cell. Yes, the nucleus. Nucleus is a small spherical mass located somewhat in the center of the cytoplasm. In plant cell, the nucleus will be shifted towards one side because of the presence of a large vacuole. Now let us study about the structure of nucleus. Each nucleus consists of an outermost covering which is called the nuclear membrane. It is filled with nucleoplasm. The nucleus consists of minute pores which helps in exchange of substances in and out of the nucleus. This is called the nucleopore or the nuclear pore. Inside the nucleus there is a dense spherical mass which is called the nucleolus. The nucleolus participates in protein synthesis. In the nucleoplasm, there are thread-like structures which are called the chromatin fibers. During cell division, these chromatin fibers condense and become ribbon-like, and then they are called the chromosomes. The number of chromosomes is definite in each species. In human beings, each human body has 46 chromosomes or 23 pairs of chromosomes. So, we have studied the three essential parts of cell. They are the cell membrane, the cytoplasm and the nucleus. Most part of the cell has a definite shape, a definite structure and a definite function. Such parts are called organelles. These organelles were discovered only after the invention of electron microscope. Now let's have a look at various parts of a cell. The living parts are the cell membrane. The cell organelles present in the cytoplasm are endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, ribosomes, lysosomes, centrosomes which are found only in animal cell, plastids which are found only in the plant cell. The non-living parts include cell wall, which is found only in the plant cell, and in the cytoplasm, granules, vacuoles, and fat droplets. The parts of nucleus are the nuclear membrane, the nucleoli, and the chromatin fibers. Now, let's have a look at the animal cell and plant cell. In animal cell, the outermost membrane is the cell membrane, whereas in plant cell, it is the cell wall. In animal cell, the nucleus is almost in the center of the cell and is large and prominent, whereas in plant cell, it is slightly towards one side of the cell because of the presence of large vacuoles. Have a look at the size of the vacuoles in case of plant cell and animal cell. In animal cell, if vacuoles are present, they may be very small, and in case of plant cell, as told earlier, they will be larger and more in numbers. Centrosomes are the structures which are found only in animal cell, whereas plastids are the structures which are found only in plant cell. In animal cell, the cytoplasm is denser, more granular, and fills almost the entire cell. Whereas in plant cells, the cytoplasm is not so dense and only a thin lining of cytoplasm is found, mostly pushed towards the periphery. So, the three main parts of cell are the cell membrane, the cytoplasm, and the nucleus. Now let's study about the cell organelles in detail. The first one is the endoplasmic reticulum. It is an irregular network of double membranes distributed over this entire cytoplasm in the cell. At its outer end, endoplasmic reticulum is connected with the cell membrane, and at its inner end, it is connected with the nuclear membrane. It appears rough when the particle-like ribosomes are attached to it and appears smooth without them. Next, we can study about ribosomes. The ribosomes are numerous small granules either scattered freely in the cytoplasm or attached to the membranes of the endoplasmic reticulum. The next cell organelle is the mitochondria. These are minute double-walled bags with their inner walls produced into finger-like processes projecting inwards called the cristae. The Golgi apparatus are very small vesicles of different shapes which are supposed to be originated from the endoplasmic reticulum, and they are generally located near the nucleus. The lysosomes are small vesicles of different shapes containing some digestive enzymes. These enzymes destroy and digest foreign substances around them. The centrosome and centrioles are found only in an animal cell. It is a clear area of cytoplasm close to the nucleus. The centrosome contains two centrioles, which are short bundles of microfilaments arranged at right angles to each other. That is why the centrioles appear in this shape in the microscopic view of cell. Plastids are the cell organelles found only in the plant cell. They are special organelles in different shapes. They may be oval, spherical, and disc-shaped. Depending upon the color, the plastids are classified as leucoplast, chromoplast, and chloroplast. Leucoplasts are colorless plastids. They store starch. Cells of a potato have lots of leucoplasts in them. Chromoplasts are variously colored plastids. They may be yellow, orange, and red. They give color to the petals of flowers and fruits. The coloring pigments associated with them are xanthophyll, which is a yellow pigment, and carotene, which is an orange-red pigment. Some coloring pigments such as blue, violet, and purple are not associated with plastids. They are found dissolved in the cell sap and gives color to the plant, such pigments are called anthocyanins. Chloroplasts are green colored plastids which have a green colored pigment called chlorophyll. Chloroplasts contain DNA and have the capacity to divide. Next, we can discuss about the non-living substances or the cell inclusions. The first cell inclusion is the granules. Granules are the particles found in cell which contain food materials such as starch, glycogen and fats. Vacuoles are certain clear spaces in the cytoplasm. They are filled with water and various substances in solution. In plants, the vacuoles are quite large and the liquid which they contain is called the cell sap. An animal cell does not have such prominent vacuoles and the vacuoles are fewer in number. Now let's study the functions of various parts of cell. The cell membrane is selectively permeable and allows only selected materials to pass through it. The cell wall gives shape and rigidity to the plant cell. Many chemical reactions occur in the cytoplasm, and a living cytoplasm is always in a state of some moment. Now let's study the function of each cell organelle. Endoplasmic reticulum forms the supportive framework of the cell and also serves as a pathway for the distribution of the materials from one part of the cell to the other. Ribosomes are the factories for the synthesis of proteins. Mitochondria are called the powerhouse of the cell because they release energy as a result of cellular respiration and store them in the form of ATP, the high energy molecule. Golgi apparatus is the delivery system of the cell and it is concerned with the secretion of the cell including enzymes, hormones, etc. Lysosomes contain intracellular digestive enzymes. These enzymes destroy and digest the foreign substances around them. They digest the stored food during starvation of the cell, and many damaged cells are rapidly destroyed or dissolved by their own lysosomes, and hence they are called the suicidal bags. Centrosome and centrioles are the structures found in animal cell which initiate cell division and forms the spindle fibers. Leucoplasts are colorless plastids which store starch. Chromoplasts are the colored plastids which contain the coloring pigments called xanthophyll or keratin. Chloroplasts are the green colored plastids which contain the coloring pigment called chlorophyll which traps the sunlight required for photosynthesis. Nucleus is the most important part of the cell. The main functions of nucleus are 1. It regulates and coordinates various life processes of the cell. 2. It plays an important role in cell division. And 3. It contains factors called genes which determine the heredity of an organism. With this, we come to an end of our today's topic, structure of cell. Now, it's time for home assignment. Thank you, children.